Yo, what's up everyone? Cole here. I'm at the train station, as you can see. I'm here in downtown Chicago. It's a very rainy morning. It's about 4:15 in the morning right now, and I'm doing something a little crazy today. So today I'm flying to Hartford, Connecticut. I'm gonna go to Six Flags New England, and I'm going to come back home here all in the same day. Yeah, that's right. I'm doing a one-day trip, so we'll see how this goes. My first time doing one of these, so I'll check in with you at the park. See you guys. Later, I made it into Six Flags New England. It'll be interesting to see. I heard Wicked Cyclone and Superman were having operational issues yesterday, and that's kind of the main reason I'm here. So it'll be interesting to see if those rides open on time or at all throughout the day. I did see Superman testing, so that's a good sign. But yeah, just waiting for rope drop now. It's about 20 minutes till the park opens, so we'll check in later. All right, the ropes have dropped. Going to our first ride, Superman. Alright, so I just got 3 rides on Superman, the ride, I think it's called, right? First one was in the back. It was a little slow. Honestly, the last time I was here, which was in 2012, 7 years ago, I wasn't really that impressed with the ride. My first ride really was not that great, but I got 2 re-rides, both in the back car, and it sped up pretty quickly, the ride did. So it's a decent ride. I wouldn't rate it elite or anything. I still think Millennium Force is better, but yeah, I mean, it was a good experience. Alright, so I really do not want to ride this SLC, but I need the credit, so here we go. Wish me luck. Alright, so just got off of Riddler's Revenge, Vekoma SLC. Not as rough or shaky as T3 at Kentucky Kingdom, which is one of the worst roller coasters ever built. But still not a good ride, not fun, not smooth. Got the credit, so I'm glad I never have to ride that thing ever again. Well, I'm going to be your drive.
Thank you.
Alright, so I just got off of Batman The Dark Knight, which is their B&M floorless coaster here. It's a pretty good ride. It kind of reminds me of Iron Wolf, now Firebird, I guess, at Six Flags America. Small, compact, tight layout, but a really good ride, packs a punch, and definitely has a really nice layout, so I give it a big thumbs up. So the park is pretty dead today. Today is the last operating day before Fright Fest begins next weekend. And I was actually warned by some other enthusiasts before I came to the park that the operations might not be that good today and we might be seeing a lot of trains, but it doesn't seem like that. Everything's running 2 trains. Everything is basically a walk-on. So kudos to Six Flags for keeping up their ops pretty well, pretty efficiently here, even though it's kind of a dead day at the park. I don't know what's going on here, but this Cyborg Hyperdrive doesn't even have like a real queue line. They're literally like temporary gates set up right here. Way to go, Six Flags. Alright, so I just rode Superman again for the 4th time today. This one's a little bit later in the afternoon. My other 3 rides are in the morning. And it is hauling right now. I was a little underwhelmed this morning with the rides. Last time I was here in 2012, I really wasn't a huge fan of the ride anyways. I thought it was a little bit overrated. But I can see why people love this ride now. That thing is insane when it's running well. So actually from my last ride on Superman, top to lift hill, I saw Wicked Cyclone was actually cycling. And I said earlier that yesterday apparently it valleyed, so I wasn't sure if it was going to open today. So I'm going to run over there real quick and make sure I get on it before anything else happens. Can we just acknowledge the fact that Six Flags thought it was a good idea to put a giant inverted boomerang literally right next to their normal boomerang? Like, is that not the most Six Flags thing you've ever seen? Alright, I just rode Wicked Cyclone for my first 2 times. The first time I rode in the front, it was alright. Kind of crawled through the course, wasn't great. But the second time I rode in the back, and that was just unreal. Crazy ejector, crazy hang time, good forces. Super good. I'm very impressed by the ride. Definitely a higher end RMC for me. Alright, so I just tried to get on this piece of crap. First off, they were sending out trains about every 15 minutes. Even though the park is pretty empty today, they are pretty bad at sending out trains on this thing. And on top of that, I was next in line and the ride broke down. So all those Six Flags Great America fanboys that are mad about losing Deja Vu all those years ago, I don't see what the crying is about. so I just rode Superman for the 5th time today, my last time. And I gotta say, this ride has really grown on me over the course of today. The speed, the ejector air time, the elements are just fantastic. I really enjoyed this ride today, and before I thought it was a little bit overrated, but now I think it's a little bit underrated. It's definitely one of the best coasters in the Six Flags chain. Alright, so I just got off of Goliath, the Vekoma Giant Inverted Boomerang. Unfortunately, I was placed in one of the back rows, so my ride was pretty rough, kind of unenjoyable. I can see how people really like these rides, and especially when they were newer, back in the early 2000s, they were probably a lot of fun, but they're not good rides right now. They're in rough shape, especially this one is not in good shape, so I probably won't be doing that again anytime soon. I will admit though, the ride is very impressive looking. I just got off of Wicked Cyclone for the last time tonight. I'm going to put this in my top 3 RMCs, I think, behind Vengeance and Iron Rattler. The layout is just genius, the way that they work with what they had, that small little plot of land. It's a really impressive ride, amazing ejector air time. The 0G rolls are so cool. The two that are just right over each other are awesome. One of my favorite RMCs, definitely in my top 10 steel, maybe even top 5, I'm not sure. But yeah, just an awesome ride. I love Wicked Cyclone. Feel free to check out my Instagram. I'll leave the link in the description. I'll have a timestamp of my stories here today, and feel free to give me a follow. Alright, so that does it for my day at Six Flags New England. I was able to get on 16 rides, got 5 new credits. Not bad for about 6 hours at the park. But now it's time to catch an Uber and go home to Chicago. I got work tomorrow, so I got to get back tonight.